Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clark on YouTube. Oh no! I think when all the multiverse stuff started happening for the Marvel Universe, a lot of Marvel fans checked out. And I know this because from watching other people reviewing it on YouTube as YouTube creators, they said when it became about more than one Spider Man, more than one Captain America, more than one member of the Avengers, they checked out. I don't know about you guys, but I checked in, man. There's just something so cool about, seeing a different Spider Man, a different member of the Avengers, a different Captain America. I thought Captain America Brave New World was an amazing movie. I thought it was amazing. A lot of people said, he wasn't Steve Rogers, and I don't know. A lot of people have a lot of mixed reactions when it comes to the Marvel Universe. And the same thing can be said about the Power Rangers. A lot of people have different opinions when it comes to the Power Rangers, but I know that you clicked on this video when you saw the thumbnail and a light bulb went off. Hey, Power Rangers video 2025. Why is that? Well, Disney Plus has announced and confirmed that they are in the process of shooting a new live-action Power Rangers series. So then that raises the question of who will the cast members be? What will the story look like? Who will the villains that will oppose the Power Rangers be? Will we see a rebirth of Rita Repulsa, Goldar, Lord Zed, Ivan Ooze, who was such a huge part of the Power Rangers series, just as Rita Repulsa was from 93 up until 95, until the introduction of Lord Zed by Season 2. Everybody remembers being a fan of the Power Rangers. For me, 1993 was a huge year. It was the same year that Coolio was at the top of the Billboard charts. Braveheart was the #1 movie in the box office. Shows like ER, Seinfeld, Frasier were #1. How do I know this? Because I lived through the 90s. It was a phenomenal time to be a fan of TV movies. And go to the box office and check out movies like The Flintstones, Dennis the Menace, The Addams Family, that were at the top of the box office when it was called blockbusters that you would line up to the end of the block to see. I know because I did it. I also was a huge fan of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, Goosebumps, the newest episode of the Power Rangers, when you would wake up Saturday morning and watch it on Fox Kids, eating your favorite cereal. I don't know if your favorite was Captain Crunch or your favorite was Fruit Loops or Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but I remember getting up Saturday mornings and being such a huge fan of the Power Rangers, watching the latest episode of the Power Rangers starring Jason David Frank, Austin St. John, Amy Jo Johnson, Trini Trang, who my heart was broken over when I woke up in 2001 and found out on the way to high school, when I was starting high school, that she had died in a car crash. Emotional time for every fan of the Power Rangers. And I don't know about you guys, but when they were here for a convention a number of years ago, I was there. And I'm sure a lot of Power Rangers fans were there too. Met a lot of the original cast members, had a whole lot of fun doing that. And I think for a lot of Power Rangers fans, it was the first probably 300 episodes that you loved. When the Power Rangers first figured out how to use their powers, how they would fight simple villains that were so simplistic, and CGI was so limited for movies. But I remember the night the Power Rangers movie came out. Again, it was the same time that Coolio's Gangster's Paradise was at the top of the Billboard charts. Braveheart was the #1 movie in the box office. But I didn't want to go see Braveheart. I wanted to go see the Power Rangers for how it was an action series, how they inspired so many people. I think there wasn't a fan of action TV that wasn't inspired by their favorite Power Ranger. No matter if it was the Red Power Ranger, Austin St. John, the White Power Ranger, Jason David Frank, the Pink Power Ranger. Who wasn't a fan of the Pink Power Ranger? I don't think there was a kid that wasn't a fan of the Pink Power Ranger. And the chemistry that these guys had on set. They were the most underpaid actors in TV history. $300 per episode. Their salary increased by the movie in 1995. In the middle of shooting season 2. Hey guys, you're underpaid, but you're going to shoot a movie in Australia next month. You have 30 days to prepare. And then they would go out and they would shoot a scene 1 page a day of a 100-page script and be underpaid. And at the end of the day, you came away with so much appreciation for just how much enthusiasm they showed. They didn't care about how much they were paid. They just loved being icons to so many fans. There were fans that would hide in the bushes outside these conventions and chase after their favorite Power Ranger. I didn't even know if I'd be able to handle that. Hey, this is this guy on YouTube. He makes great videos for us all, and then all of a sudden you're rampaged by fans. I don't know if I'd be able to do that. The stuff that Power Rangers had to put up with were unbelievable, but the response they received from fans were unlike any other action TV series that originally premiered as Go Rangers in 1993 under Japanese language before receiving translation in the United States. I had a conversation the other day with one of my friends. He said one of my favorite shows when I was 7 years old was the Power Rangers, but ultimately my favorite became Ninja Turtles. And immediately I was blasted back to win Ninja Turtles. And then Shredder was voiced by James Avery. And then so many people were a fan of the Power Rangers and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air because James Avery was on the same show. Uncle Phil. Big shout out. But I honestly love Power Rangers and Fresh Prince fans of Family Matters, which was a great show also. The Simpsons is in there too, as one of the biggest shows of the 90s. But as I mentioned, the Power Rangers had a lot to compete with, but every single time they came out as the #1 TV show on TV. Frasier, Seinfeld, a lot of competition. Friends, I believe, too, by 94. September of 94, that show premiered and lasted until 2004. So as a fan of the 90s, I wish I could create a time machine, take you all back to the mid-1990s and just allow you to experience, because I know a lot of you weren't born then, what it was like growing up listening to the Backstreet Boys, listening to NSYNC, being a fan of Britney Spears and having her poster on your wall because you weren't enamored by anything, only the fact that she could sing. And there was this battle between Christina Aguilera and Britney Spears of who was the best singer. And it's still going on today. Because people refuse to let go of the 90s for reasons like the Power Rangers. Awesome TV series. And I'm thrilled it's coming back as a new live action series, just as Gargoyles will be for Disney Plus too, just to let you guys in on a little something. And I'm excited about everything happening on Disney Plus, which is now available for $1.99 a month. I wish they would do something with the Netflix price because it just went up a couple of weeks ago. Everybody is frustrated about that. But the Power Rangers was an amazing show. It was an amazing show. I was a huge fan of the Red Ranger. I remember Halloween dressing up as my favorite Power Ranger for at least the first 5 years of my early childhood memories. And I would go house to house, and as I mentioned in a previous video, I would load up the rack of my parents' vehicle with treats. Not that it was good for my health, but I used to love doing it. And I used to love dressing up as my favorite Power Ranger, beating your buddy at the end of the street. And you would go block to block dressed up as your favorite Power Ranger. And there were point in times as you were dressed up as your favorite Power Ranger that you would do the moves and you would actually think you were a Power Ranger. I'm sure there are young kids out there who are fans of the newer Power Rangers who probably do the same thing. But I want to thank every single one of you for finding this video, clicking on the thumbnail, and supporting this YouTube channel the way that you have. Big shout out going out to all the new subscribers. I have 570 subscribers now, and I wouldn't be here without the support that you're giving this YouTube channel. I also want to thank the YouTube algorithm for putting me out there, allowing me to talk about all my favorite things, whether it be Disney, Nickelodeon, Power Rangers, Goosebumps, Are You Afraid of the Dark, Gargoyles, Goof Troop, whatever. Thank you so much for allowing me to be part of this phenomenal experience. I've really enjoyed reaching as many families as I have, and I've really enjoyed watching all of this stuff. Just as you have over the years. So I thought I would show you a bit of vintage Power Rangers footage, and I found some from the original first episode. It was from the pilot, when the Power Rangers first discovered to use their powers, and they realized that their responsibility was they had to save the world. I remember watching this movie for the first time. I was also a huge fan of DuckTales, so one Saturday evening I was watching DuckTales and they cut the commercial break. Power Rangers in theaters, June 30th, 1995. You turn down Coolio on your CD player because if you didn't have a CD player and didn't have music CDs in your room, you weren't cool. And you run it and you tell your parents, man, the Power Rangers are coming to theaters on June 30th. And you'd call up your friend on the old dial-up phone, and you'd all make an appointment to go to the movie theater together and check it out. I remember going there with my popcorn and soda and sitting in the back of the movie theater and loving this one. Probably was in the last or second row back, but it was so amazing. You'd go to the local theater. You wouldn't go to these big IMAX presentations, but you go to the local theater, which was probably 5 minutes away from your house. Big difference from how now I used to live by a movie theater, and now I live by a soda plantation, which according to the Zombies script for the upcoming Zombies Dawn of the Vampires movie, if a soda plantation blows up with some kind of chemical in it, your whole town turns to zombies. So if we were to believe what Disney Channel was promoting for us, we'd all be preparing for a potential zombie invasion. That's how much the scripts have changed. So if I were to listen to what Disney Channel was promoting, I would be in fear of my soda plantation 5 minutes out the road blowing up and everybody becoming a zombie. But we're going to forget about that. We're going to watch this footage. Really happy to show it for you because I know there's just as big of a fan of Power Rangers out there going to watch this and find time and appreciating it. So let's switch over and watch this together. It runs for about, I'd say, 2 minutes, but it is a piece of footage that years ago I posted it on my Facebook page. I got hundreds of likes for this because whatever I was talking about on my original podcast, I would throw up on my social media page, and everybody immediately started supporting it, thought it was cool, and I can't thank you enough. So let's see what we think of it now in this reaction. This is one of the reasons why I love to create YouTube content, because you get to relive your childhood in so many unbelievable ways. I can't even get to put into words. If you guys can take a minute to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, I would really appreciate it. This is from the very first show of the Power Rangers. Back then they were called pilots. I think they still are. But this is right at the moment when a light bulb goes off in the minds of the Power Rangers. They realize they have to save the world from the evil forces, and they figure out how to use their morphers for the first time. I thought about it, and I thought maybe this is probably the best way to celebrate the release of the new live-action series on Disney+. It's not available yet, but it will become available in short time. So let's take a look at this footage, and you can give me your feedback in the comments. I would really appreciate it. Let's watch this together.
Zordon said these power morphers will give us power. Let's do it!
Mastodon!
Pterodactyl!
Triceratops!
Saber-tooth tiger!
Tyrannosaurus!
Power Rangers!
Zordon, they've done it! They made the metamorphosis!
Good. Teleport them to Angel Grove City. Rita just sent down Goldar.
Right away, Zordon!
They're teleporting again!
Where are we going?
We're gonna save the world!
That, to me, was the most iconic scene out of the Power Rangers for forever. Honestly, out of everything they did for the Power Rangers when they first found out how to use their powers, it was a great time to be a fan of that series. Give me a second to switch over here. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. So yeah, even though you probably don't admit to it, I know that you were a fan of the Power Rangers just as much as what I was, and I know you're excited about this upcoming live-action series. This is the first time I think this is going to be attempted since season 30. Originally was produced by Saban Entertainment, and whatever network picked them up. I think it's Nickelodeon now, but Disney, I think, has picked up the rights again, because originally they had sold the rights to Nickelodeon, and I think they bought it back because of the acquisition of Fox a number of years ago. And the funny thing was, years ago on The Simpsons, Disney was predicted to purchase Fox by The Simpsons writers, and it happened. So who will be a part of this cast? It has not been confirmed yet. Was a big fan of the original cast, not so much the one for the movie in 2017, although Naomi Scott did a great job as the Pink Power Ranger. That was probably one of the only reasons why I watched the movie. But I'm really excited to see if we'll see a rebirth of original villains and adversaries like Rita Repulsa, Goldar, Scorpion. There are a lot of them. And I hope we get to see a tremendous metamorphosis from what the Power Rangers was into what it was now, because there are still as many fans, I believe, of this one still existing from years past. Give me your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to hit the like button and the subscribe button as we celebrate the rebirth of the Power Rangers, forthcoming with an 8 TBA to be announced. Thank you so much for your support. Keep hitting the like button. See you, YouTube. Bye, and we'll be back